What is your current view of Bitcoin itself?
So, generally speaking, over time, the observable relationship, because it's a 97.5% correlation between the G5 central bank balance sheets and the S&P 500, is every time it grows by 1% or shrinks by 1%, the equity market moves by 2%. So we've got a clear relationship. And so, I don't know, we just increased the balance sheet by whatever it was, 5%, let's say. So therefore, equity markets go up 10%. That's roughly how it works. However, NASDAQ goes up at a multiplier of about 1.4 times the S&P because it's got a technological uptrend, and it's probably accelerating as AI, robotics, and all of these things come in. And crypto's got a much bigger multiplier. So let's go back to the last time we saw this, which was December 21st, 2018. The Fed just stopped and said, right, we're not going to increase the balance sheet. We're not going to raise rates any further. Not going to decrease the balance sheet. Not going to raise rates any further. Over the next 6 months, crypto was up 300%. So Bitcoin did 300 and something percent. The exponential age stocks, which are the really kind of growthy ARK style stocks, they were up about 30%. The NASDAQ was about 22%, something of that magnitude. The S&P was about 15%. And so we can see that relationship happens. So my view here is I got into Bitcoin. So assets will go up according to the balance sheet. I think the balance sheet goes up significantly, 30% plus over time. Therefore, the equity market can go up 60% in the S&P, maybe more. So new all-time highs in the next 12 months or so, maybe a bit longer. NASDAQ gets there sooner because of its relationship. Crypto moves very fast. I got into Bitcoin in 2013 because I lived the European banking crisis and obviously the financial crisis. But the European banking crisis was very similar to what's happening now. The local bank in the village that I went in went under and took everybody's deposits. They bailed them in. We had a run on deposits, liquidity issues. They were invested in things that were illiquid, which was real estate. Real estate market had come under pressure. Very, very similar. Too many small banks in Europe. And so Draghi backstopped the whole lot. That whole situation, I've forgotten where I was going with this now.
The banks are why you got into Bitcoin.
Yeah. So I saw this and I realized that there was no trust in the financial system. Nobody knew who owned what when Lehman went under. And they were terrified of others going under because of the same issue, because the daisy chains of collateral are everywhere in this market. And then when you realize in a bank, you don't actually own your money. And people are now realizing that. And the Treasury and the Fed are like, we'll just pretend that it's okay. That drives people into this parallel financial system. I got into Bitcoin in 2013 for exactly this reason and have been an active participant of the market ever since. And so I think what Balaji is saying is, listen, guys, here's the life raft. You can take it. Now, Bitcoin's relationship with the Fed balance sheet is really interesting because it goes up exponentially. So if I look at it versus M2 year on year or the Fed balance sheet year on year, it massively outperforms in the bull markets and then pulls back when the liquidity comes out of the system again, but it keeps going up. So yes, I think there is a potential setup here for Bitcoin and the whole crypto market actually to be shockingly strong, more like 2013 than 2019. 2019, we had that big correction, and that was partly due to this G5 central bank balance sheets. Some of them were contracting over that period of time, and it pulled back the crypto market. This time around, I don't think we're going to see that. I think we're going to see all of the central banks falling into place because there's banking issues both in Europe and the US, and China has its own issues. So that they've all got the same issue, which is debt. They're all going to have to stimulate. So I think it's more likely to play out like 2013, which is very squeezy, then sideways consolidation, then very squeezy. Because, every time we go through these cycles, more and more people understand what the benefit is of Bitcoin. And now we've got 300 million people that have used Bitcoin and other crypto. The next time around, it'll be 1 billion people.